This is Hollywood. Matías Bombal with you. From Fox Searchlight, we have a movie from the Sundance Film Festival that created a lot of buzz in the movie-making community, I, Origins, which stars Michael Pitt as a molecular biologist, Dr. Ian Gray, who with his lab partner Karen, played by Britt Marlin, uncovers a fascinating bit of biological evidence about human eyes and their individual patterns. This evidence might cause some big societal changes. But the story of the movie actually does not start at this point, but 7 years earlier, whilst Ian is seduced by a pair of eyes he sees at a Halloween party while he's still a biology student. Here, we first learn of his fascination with eyes as he asks this lovely girl Sophie, played by Miss Astrid Bergès-Frisbey, if he may photograph her eyes because it's what he does. He does, and they find instant passion. Even at first meeting, there is a clear difference of type. He, a pragmatic scientist interested only in what may be proven, and she, an Argentinian French girl with an inclination to fate, the mystic and intangible. He knows at once he loves her, only to have her run away, leaving him haunted by her eyes and their unusual singular pattern, distracting his studies until he finds them at last, and in a very public display, reminiscent of one of the iconic images of The Great Gatsby. If I were to tell you any more, it would ruin the storyline at this juncture, so let's move up 7 more years to the narrative's present. Here we find Ian and Karen on the verge of discovering something not thought possible.
What if we just start at the beginning and break it down? In the hospital, Tobias's eyes come up as a match with Paul Edgar Derry, which is not correct because Tobias has blue eyes and Paul Edgar Derry has brown eyes.
No, the iris biometrics is not based on color. It's based on the unique crypts, furrows, and shapes in the texture.
So maybe Tobias and Paul have the same iris pattern.
Statistically impossible.
Second data point, Tobias and Paul have some kind of connection. It's not our test, so we don't know. And the third data point is that Paul Edgar Derry dies before Tobias is born.
Was conceived
Because Tobias is born in July and Paul Edgar Derry dies in September 2012. That's 10 months.
What are you guys talking about right now? You guys sound like crazy people.
That potential assessment of insanity is offered by actor Stephen Yeun, who plays a college pal of Ian's as they discuss identical eye patterns that might possibly appear and why. You'll have to see I, Origins to find out the answer. I was captivated by this intelligent movie, with excellent performances and subtle use of music. The beauty that is Michael Pitt, and I don't mean that in a picaresque sense, but in his deliberate and clear delivery of the dialogue, sensitive performance, and natural ability as a screen actor that offers great presence on the screen. Here is a movie that gives you engagingly developed characters and an intelligent, believable, well-researched dialogue. The thought-provoking ideas expressed started my mind to race in different ways, thinking of the possible permutations of the significance of what was being proposed by the research. Another fascinating aspect of I, Origins is the contrast between Ian's pragmatic and fact-based science of research and the gradual encroachment in the narrative of the unexplained, mystical, and indefinable, which he's never been able to accept. Unexpectedly, the country of India might offer Ian more than just research discovery.
You should go to India.
can't go to India.
Can't or won't?
India is not Boise, Idaho, Karen.
There is someone there with Sophie's exact iris pattern. And the eyes and the brain are connected. If the cellular structure in the eye is reoccurring from person to person, then maybe something in the brain carries over as well, like a neurological link. Maybe the eye really is some kind of window to the soul.
This is a movie I encourage you to see if you want something that is not pop culture rehash, but fresh and new ideas for the screen, successfully written and directed by Mike Cahill. Little bits of it will come back to you days after seeing it, like memories of an antique curio cabinet filled with an unusual collection of rarities. There's a stunning performance by a young Indian girl who is not a trained actor at all, but a real-life orphan. I loved this movie because it was so imaginative and was in no hurry to rush the story, allowing your eyes to linger longer. The Motion Picture Association of America has given this an R rating. There's so much for your mind's eye in Eye Origins that I could say the eyes have it, but it really is your third eye you should be watching this movie with. This is your pal, Matías Bombal, bidding you a fond farewell.